This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm with John Marshall today. John is formerly the CEO of ClickTracks. And now, John, you're with a new company. What's the name of the company?
New company's name, MarketMotive.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here. You're displaying at Search Engine Strategies in San Jose. I've admired you for a long time and used ClickTracks as one of the tools. What I want to talk to you today about is what's wrong with web analytics. What's the problem that you see?
Yeah, that is such a great question. The fundamental problem with web analytics is not, which tool should I use, or how do I get my tool to work, or how do I look at the numbers in my tool. The basic problem is the tools now end up presenting the user, the small business owner, with just a wall of data. And we hear this so often, and when I was at ClickTracks, this was a very common problem. Customers would say, I've got this tool, I've implemented it, it works, I can click on stuff, I get charts. What do I do now? And it really is because the business owner is not sort of in the right frame of mind when they start using the tool. So we actually have a very simple recommendation, an easy solution to this problem. What you should do before you log into the tool, before you even think about it, write down on a piece of paper 1 or 2, or if you can do it, 3 business questions that you would like to have answered, and remove the tool from your thinking at that point. Think purely in terms of your business. So a couple of examples would be, does a PPC listing do better for my website or an organic search listing? It's quite an interesting question, particularly for those people, of course, that are buying both on the same keyword, right? I mean, it's kind of interesting. Or another one might be, I know that sales of product A are greater than product B, right? We know that. Any business should know that. But which product has greater interest before the sale? Interesting question to ask. So write those down, or other examples that you can think of for your own business. Once you've got those questions sort of clearly articulated, then go to the tool, log in, and spend about half an hour answering that question as best you can using the data that you've got. And the benefit of this is that you focus on a business problem. You don't spend time thrashing around looking at charts and graphs that go up and to the right but mean nothing. You limit the amount of time that you spend on it so that you're not 2.5 hours into it, your cup of coffee's gone cold, and now I'm hungry as well, right? So don't, people do that, right? 2.5 hours later, you limit it to maybe half an hour, and if you don't end up with a perfect answer, probably doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to get an answer, and it's probably good enough. So that's a very simple strategy for just getting stuff done, which in the case of a small business is what it's all about.
The tools that small businesses can use are 3. You mentioned those. What are they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm keen on 3 different tools. ClickTracks, of course. I mean, I have a strong connection with that tool.
And I use ClickTracks and like it.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it is. It's a great tool, but it's not free. Another tool that we like, of course, is Google Analytics. I think Google Analytics is very good and free. It's kind of hard to beat. And IndexTools. There's a product named IndexTools. I know the people at that company pretty well, and I think that's a very good tool as well. So I would recommend one of those 3, or all 3.
Yeah. Now, I'm learning that the problem for the small to medium business is not getting a good tool. They're there.
Right.
And each of the tools you mentioned are really good tools.
Right.
They give you more than enough to find out most of the business questions you'd have.
Right.
The real problem is finding someone to help you figure out your questions. I mean, there's some small business people watching this that are going to say, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at analytics. What do I do? Do I go to the local college and ask for the IT department? And where do you go to find people like that?
Well, there are a couple of online resources. There's the Web Analytics Association, which is a professional body. It is a little bit sort of high-powered professionals. I mean, I don't think it's the kind of thing that a small business owner is going to get a lot out of directly. So I don't think I would recommend a small business owner to join the WAA. However, there's a mailing list that is hosted on Yahoo Groups, and there's a link to it from the webanalyticsassociation.org website. It's the mailing list for the association. It's completely free.
What's the name of it?
It is I think it is the Web Analytics mailing list or something equally unimaginative. And it has very high quality information. The people that are active on that list and answering people's questions, I think, are very good. I read it every day, and I answer questions on that list as well. So I think that would be the first place I would go. You can also use that list to hire consultants that are available, and some of the consultants do work for small businesses. My new company, MarketMotive, actually might even be a good place for people to turn to as well.
Okay. Now, you've been with ClickTracks. Actually, I watched the industry over the years. The stuff that you invented was the next year copied by the biggest analytics firms in the business,
right.
And you really brought user-friendliness to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, and so you were CEO for how many years?
Good question. At least 5.
At least 5,
yeah.
And it seems like an eternity. But recently you left ClickTracks and started your own company. How did you feel? I mean, emotionally, when you leave kind of something that you've invested your life in and
right.
has been kind of stable, at least, sort of stable in a moving industry.
Right.
Isn't that kind of scary?
Yes, but I'm really following my passion. If I give you a little bit of history, and thank you for the compliments on the ClickTracks tool. I mean, I have some pride in what we achieved there. However, we made the tool really easy to use and the data really easy to understand. At least, we think we did. But it turned out that the problem the customer had, while we initially thought it was, the tools aren't easy to use and not easy to understand, turns out the problem the customer has is inability to approach the analytical process with the right mindset. So over the last year at ClickTracks, I spent a lot of my time simply teaching people how to be analytical,
So you're teaching now.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're doing now.
Well, the MarketMotive is really a logical extension from that. What we do now is we, through the website, MarketMotive.com, we teach people various techniques in online marketing. For example, how to do web analytics, how to do online PR on a shoestring. And we walk you through the principles of what you're going to do. We then show you the exact steps that you need to perform in a particular tool. We're vendor independent, so we cover all the popular tools and we teach. And I love it. I love the opportunity to help people get more stuff done.
Well, that's been your passion, I know, as I've talked with you over the years. Helping people figure it out has been your passion, and now you get a chance to do it in a new way. I'm excited for you. Thank you, John, for being here.
Thank you.
And this is Web Marketing Today.